Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's the boy Tim, and you know how we do it every day. Um, why Drake just crashed out and confirmed he's hiding a child again. I didn't think Kendrick was just the guy to say random stuff, in his raps. And if he said Drake was hiding a child, it wasn't just out of nowhere. I didn't expect him to be right. I didn't think he was telling the truth, but I did think, rumors come from somewhere. He didn't just make that up. If not, he wouldn't be confident enough to put it on a song. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but let's see what Drake is up to again because this guy doesn't seem to know how to take a break. Just not be in the media for a while. Just disappear. Go to Cancun or something. Just breathing the air. Do your thing off grid, bruh. Come back later. But you're just everywhere right now. Everywhere in every single thing. And I know you've always been like that, but bruh, come on, man. This is let's just get into the video.
Now, when it comes to Drake, well, now if you're ready to see how after we have gotten closer than ever to 100% knowing that lame old Lawbury has been hiding a child again all along, well, our Karen just embarrassed himself in his reaction to this and has never looked more guilty. Make sure to leave that like and subscribe, and now really. As with how Karen just ran away from rap and these allegations all the way home to Bobby Altoff, well, what we are seeing currently with Lawbury going out as shameful and lame old than ever. It is just showing that Wheelchair Jimmy is spiraling and scared, so make sure to leave that like because right now, with no
Oh, it's crazy to see that everything Kendrick said on Euphoria, it was almost like a prophecy. Like everything he said came one way or the other in a different form or the other. Like he literally said the famous rapper we all knew or the famous actor is now spiraling. Drake is literally spiraling, bro. This guy is having a midlife crisis. I don't know what bro got going on, but bro, you're Drake. You're Drake. You just have to drop fire music like you've always had. Like you don't need to do all the whole suing, taking to court. Like you lost the battle. Everybody loses sometimes, man. Don't be a sore loser. It's just because you're a sore loser that this thing is even as dragged out as it is. Like you could just move on, bruh. Come on, man. Like
none other than rap's first courtside Karen, who loves court so much that he just went back to court for something way different than what he started going to court for in the first place. Well, after he saw Aubrey petitioning to change his name to Lawbury for good, all when the clips from David Lewis Wall came out and we all saw Drake trying to go into family court and not being seen. Well, now with all of this, as Lawbury the sequel has nothing to do with Drake's current family and child that Pusha T made him claim, and it's seemingly showing us that this is all about something that we don't even know. What we are discovering is that with Lawbury being back in prime form and running away from family that he does not want to claim and step up and do what he is supposed to, is that things are looking atrocious, and making this all even worse, what we have just found out from Drake Kelly is that he is not going to give up and he will continue to run away and dodge any sort of accountability that he needs to with this situation and others before he sits and takes his seat right over there. And well, what we are finding out now, and really to me and anybody else who's keeping up with all of this, is showing itself to be an almost indicator of some sorts of Drake being in trouble and knowing it, and as a result, trying to divert or wash out all of this bad attention with something much more annoying. Well, specifically is something that I am going to say is a pattern from Karen that I guess we can call the Karen cycle or Lawbury loop or something like that. And now what this is a pattern where something bad is going on that will make Drake look worse, and this can range from going to court in the first place to the stuff that the label said recently that's way more than a minor issue, or right now where we all know that you were in family court and seeing that you are probably hiding a whole other family behind the scenes. And well, with these controversies and bad headlines, what Drake does like an all-time clout chaser and engagement farming loser is never stop and address these issues no matter what, and even just let other people find out about them. And in response, what Lawbury does is distract and divert attention off of him like the biggest loser.
pride really comes before a fall, bruh. Now I'm not saying this is the end of Drake. But it's looking like that more and more by the day. After the beef, I just thought, okay, he was gonna take an L for a minute. People were gonna clown him for a while, the OV whole thing. And he was just gonna come back with a banger, come back with an album and destroy the summer and, just keep up. But man, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. It's sad to see it, bro. It's sad to see it because like this is really a fall. Like whether he keeps falling to his death, and when I mean death, I mean irrelevance, and he just kind of like his career is done with, or maybe he holds on to the mountain, before he hits the bottom and is able to at least salvage what's left of his career. This is not the way to go out, bro. This is not the way to go out. Other rappers have taken L's in beefs before. They didn't die. It wasn't the end of the world. They proceeded with their careers. All you had to do was proceed with yours. You just had to drag this thing out and make it bigger and more complicated than it had to be. A battle between rappers. That was it. But man, only God knows.
We have ever seen. And now when it comes to something like being spotted in court, and Laubrey knew that he was seen, and if this got out, things were probably going to get even worse for him if we would have saw this in real time. Well, what he did so people didn't dig around and stumble on the truth was drop the Nokia video, and this clown is so petty without dedication that he even ended up making a post around this time, which while we laughed at in the moment and thought this was fully about rap and losing to Kendrick Lamar and wanting to make some sort of a petty comeback. Well, now within this, using words like podium and this picture of Karen where it looks like he is leaving court in the car. I mean, what we are seeing now based on what we know is that he does not even know how to properly hide whatever he is.
What's this duck face he always does, bro? I know for a fact that's not what he looks like. He's doing something with his lips. Pause. But bruh, like what's this? Like there's a slight pout. I don't know if you guys can see. Why are you doing that, bro? You're touching 40. Bro, you're someone's father. You should not be taking pictures like your son's mates do. Come on, bruh.
Trying to shield us from, and with this, and then in addition to whatever we just saw when the label came out and said, hey Drake, you got a few more than some minor issues which we are going to expose you for. Well, really, Laubrey loves going into this loop and just trying to distract and divert his fans from understanding the truth, or even us for that matter, in any way he possibly can. And really building on this, in this time where there is tangible proof in terms of the whole family court issue of Drake going into the court, and then there's drawings which are showing a mystery woman. Well, Laubrey has really given us an indicator that he is guilty, because to respond to this, which would be now getting Pusha T'd for the second time and more than anything else we have ever seen to a greater magnitude because of how high the stakes have been. Well, now in this moment where we are on the verge of seeing Kendrick Lamar's diss track Meet the Grams be 110% true, which would make the Drake stans never be able to talk about anything the same here ever. Well, overall, Laubrey is scrambling and spiraling, and it almost does feel like he is very worried that more is going to come out about this. And well, as a result, he started it already, and he is teasing a lot more to come, but he is ready to drop something that the engagement farmers will make the most annoying thing you see on your timeline when it drops, which will end up being something big, but for all of the wrong and most annoying reasons. And now what I'm talking about is an announcement that Karen made, which is all going to be around his first interview that he has done since the beef. And well, it's now...
This guy says a whole lot of nothing for a long time, right? Like you just keep talking and talking about thing. Like you just keep going round and round. And I understand that you're trying to give it the runtime, but come on, bruh. You can only push it so far. Like what are you talking about? Like we'll be here for 4 minutes and 50 seconds. And I don't know what the hell you're really talking about yet. Like, and we still have like 5 minutes to go.
Elliott Wilson, or Sway, or Zane Lowe even, or even someone like Academics who is on Team Drake and would ask him hip-hop questions, and he has an allegiance to him. But instead of this, who Karen is running to is Bobby Althoff. And well, with this, You can see the video that Drake and her posted to try and show that they have never been more back, but in reality, I mean, come on, what are we doing? These two have never looked more lame with this, because to see the full cycle moment of the moment that did really feel like it started the last era for Drake before he lost absolutely everything, because if we remember, this first Bobby interview came and started a bunch of controversy, and quickly after that, Mos Def said he's not hip-hop, and then Kendrick Lamar followed that up with Like That, and it was all downhill from there. But really, this does feel significant for Drake, but for all of the wrong reasons, and for showing how bad this guy has fallen to the point where he is scared to sit down with anybody even related to hip-hop, whether they are on Rap's side or his, and he'd rather just laugh with Bobby Althoff. And really now to once again try and cover up and dodge maybe hiding an entire other family, while at the same time he is just gonna sit and try to go viral for being as immature as possible. Well, really for R. Karen, what I have to say about this is from getting hip-hop mad, because you know legendary journalists like Elliot Wilson are gonna rant about who he is speaking with after everything we have seen and how he is scared of going to hip-hop platforms, to then just the response to everybody else, which those annoying engagement farmers are gonna do whatever cringe things that they do to try and act like this is funny. Overall, from making hip-hop mad to filling up the timeline with useless discourse that we are not gonna be able to escape. Really for R. Karen, when you understand the play and see that he has this thing ready to go, he is totally using this as a cover-up for whatever he possibly needs to. And well, in addition to that, things did not stop there, as it also does seem like Lawbry is trying.
Yeah, besides the yap asides, the absolute yapology asides, this is a normal play in the media, distraction tactics. They're trying to keep something else from being the focus of attention. They give you another thing to talk about. And the media, they don't know how to see that, or they are also being part of the game, in making the masses just lose focus and attention and switch them to something else, like, oh, look at this thing that's happening over here, like, yeah, focus on that while this entire very important thing is going on here, right? They do it all the time. You just have to be aware enough to see what they're doing. Like, it's not hard, it's just people who don't see it that get pleased, like,
to tell his fans and continue to lie to them, as he wants them to think that whatever came out is fake and that he would not be an awful person who hit a kid, although of course he did that already in the first place. As yet in another post, which once again is showing us how Drake will not stop yapping, he ended up saying, "Y'all could learn a thing or six, but I'm done filling the career gaps with a bridge, real." And now as Drake posted this alongside a lame collage where at the center you can see him taking a mirror selfie next to a sign that says BS Corner, well, this seems to be R. Karen's way of telling all the losers who want to believe him that he is amazing and that all the stuff coming out is fake, and they are trying to paint a false narrative to continue to ruin him because everybody's against him and everything is.
This guy is not even being objective. He just flat out doesn't like Drake, right? His whole channel is anti-Drake, which is funny because it's the Drake that like feeds the channel the numbers that he does. The media industry, the attention industry, the attention economy is a very weird place. Imagine hating on somebody who you owe your relevance to. Now, I'm not saying he only makes videos about Drake, but more often than not, 9 times out of 10, he's making a video about Drake, and it's like, you don't even support the dude? Damn! You're not even being objective, you're just straight out, like, you're not trying to hide it. You're Team Kendrick. That's insane.
Rigged and stolen to ruin the Drake name, and he can do no wrong, and this is just another example of that. And listen, while Karen can do this and all the Drake stans can try to act like this is nothing, when we just see the source of where we got this, and from this guy who just seems super nice, and to be honest, well, when you just see why he was there, he wasn't there to cover Drake or the beef, and he probably doesn't even know about that, and he was just there to cover the courts and complain about how things were not public, which he believed was highly wrong and suspicious. And just doubling down on all this, he was referring to Drake as a singer and really didn't even understand who he was, which was also funny. Well, really, from this to the fact that we now have sketches and can see Karen actually walking into the courtroom and know he was there, and there's a whole timeline of him canceling and running around things last minute, which only add more and more to this. I mean, listen, Lawbry can do all the loser gymnastics that he can, but no matter what.
I give up. I give up. I can't see this video to the finish. I'm sorry, guys. If you want to watch the full video, you could go watch it on the channel. I think he has basically said everything he's possibly going to say. He just goes round, around, 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 around every single time. But yeah, Drake supposedly is in family court. They believe he has a child, and Kendrick was right. He is trying to play distraction tactics by popping up on interviews with Bobby Altov and other things and just doing Drake things, just being a petty guy all over the internet. Nothing new, nothing crazy. Unless the child issue is real, then, maybe we can have news to talk about. But that's really it that this video is trying to say. That's all that he's trying to say. So thank you for watching. It's been 10. I'm your boy. Subscribe, share, like, drop a comment if you will. Check out my other channel for deeper reflections like this. Well, this wasn't really deep, but check out my other channel if you want some, reflective content and things like that. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.